Hello and welcome, everyone. Welcome to another Lunch with Lisa. I'm Lisa Warner. I am the author of The Simplicity of Self-Healing, now in its 10th anniversary edition, available on Amazon and your local bookseller. Ah, I would love to talk today about out of the darkness into the light, the healing of our collective humanity. This is, believe it or not, despite what external circumstances may appear to be, this is the most exciting time ever on this planet. Why? Because we are at the shift of ages. What does that mean? Well, it means that we have been collectively, the earth, humanity, and many other parts of the multiverse have been in the age of darkness, the Kali Yuga. And what does that mean? Well, it means that the darkness has been in control for a long time, that no part of our life on earth has gone untouched by the darkness. What is the darkness? The darkness is both physical and non-physical. In the non-physical form, darkness is all the low negative energy frequencies, the fear, doubt, guilt, shame, blame, crime, punishment, war, well, those play out in physical, but these are conflicts. These are energetic patterns that go against nature. In the physical form, it plays out as war, it plays out as poverty, it plays out as disease, it plays out as crime and punishment, it plays out as the controllers ruling by force and coercion. So the age of darkness has been really, really unpleasant on this planet for a very, very long time. And it has caused so much physical degradation of the atmosphere, right? There's very little pure, clean air left on the planet at this moment. The degradation of the waters. Look at all the pollution. We've got a 10-mile island of garbage floating in the Pacific Ocean. Um, plastic pollution, we have chemical pollution in the waters. We have undrinkable water on a vast vast portion of the planet. Actually, the majority of the planet. We start to look at the degradation of the soils, and we start to recognize, wait a second, if the earth is unhealthy, then how can we expect ourselves, our own bodies, to be healthy when we are living, incubating in an unhealthy, diseased environment? Well, it's really not possible, because as above, so below, as out there, as within. So there is nothing about life on planet Earth. Well, I won't say nothing, no blanket statements, but there is very little on Earth that is fully natural anymore. Nothing about our lives is natural. Forced labor, having to work 40 hours a week to earn a living. Well, we're already here. We're already living. We've already earned the right to live. We already have manifest these physical bodies. We're clearly living, but we're not really living now, are we? We're just surviving. Surviving is not a natural state of being. Like living joyfully, peacefully, at ease and harmony with nature. Nature provides everything we need for free. Clean air, fresh water, fertile, abundant soils, food that comes straight up out of the ground every season. But yet, this isn't how we're living. We're not living in harmony with what is natural. We're not living in harmony with nature. We're living with the ideas that nature is the enemy, that natural disasters, that nature, whips itself up into massive storms and then comes on land and destroys all of our homes. It's actually not natural. Nature doesn't do that on her own accord. It appears that way, but it's really not the way it happens. And when it comes to our personal lives, we've been born into this very unnatural environment, and therefore we've never known anything else. And we think that war and poverty and struggle and strife and disease, we just assume that those are natural parts of life, that they're just inevitable, that death is inevitable. Says who? With capital letters. We are eternal beings. We are non-physical beings. Just like angels are non-physical, they also appear in physical form. That'd be you and me. Demons are non-physical. They also appear in physical form. Like those we will not name at the moment. But just check out the TV, you'll see them. So as both physical and non-physical, we have been trained, programmed, to only look at the physical. We see physical evidence, and then we go, well, that's the way it is. But we've been trained, programmed to overlook anything that is non-physical, anything that is not in physical form. Anything that's not in physical form that we just simply ignore or don't pay any attention to at all, or anything that is operating in the dark, in the shadow, behind the scenes, behind the curtain. Like we're trained, don't look at the man behind the curtain. It doesn't exist. There's nothing behind that curtain. Don't pull the curtain open. There's nothing to see, nothing to see. Just keep moving. Well, anything that operates in the dark, you don't see. Until we walk into the room and we turn the light on. It's like, oh my God, what's been going on in here? Look at all these cockroaches running around in here. Like, as we turn on our light, the light of our own awareness, this is the shift of the ages from the dark, where the dark has been in charge, the dark has been controlling things, from behind the scenes, behind that curtain. Don't look back there. There's nobody back there. But since we've been born into this very unnatural world, and we just assume that, all of this struggle and strife is just part of life, we don't look beyond. We don't look to see that something something or someones have been pulling some strings behind the curtain. We start to realize when we are able to open up our awareness and start looking at the non-physical stuff, when we start to look beyond just the physical appearances of the body, we start to look at, hey, there's a mind and a soul. Those parts of me are non-physical. Wait a second. I'm both physical and non-physical. Hey, my thoughts are influencing the physicalness of my experience. Wait a second. Then we start to open up and we start to go, wait a second. What do I believe? What thoughts am I thinking that are generating these conflicts within me? Right? We start to look, why is there all of these wars going on this planet? You and I, like, why would we ever want to wage war, like, or participate in a war? Like, it's not normal. It doesn't make sense. We want to participate in peace and ease and love, right? But we have been really taught that war is just normal. So when our physical bodies display symptoms of, that are inconvenient, things that are painful, things that don't appear to be natural, we've simply been programmed to fight those things because those are diseases. Fight those people over there. Those people over there are diseases, right? Do you remember World War II when, an entire race of humans were deemed to be the plague and they needed to be rounded up? Well, now we've got plagues that are like invisible, and we're taught to fight these plagues. We're not here to fight. So this is the shift of ages. This is where we stop fighting. This is where we stop struggling. This is where we pull back that curtain and see what's been going on, what's been generating all of the struggles and strife. When we start to see that we have been living in a very contrived, contorted, distorted reality, we start to realize that nothing is really natural on this planet. Like working for a living, having to earn a paycheck. Source does not require a paycheck from anyone. Source just gives freely. Nature gives freely. Source, nature doesn't wage war. Everything is one giant ecosystem where everything is dependent on everything else. Interconnection is what's normal and natural. Living in harmony with the earth, living in harmony with the elements, living in harmony with each other is what is actually natural. Our bodies are literally designed to last forever. Oh my God, Lisa, how can you say that? Everybody just dies between 80 and 100. You live to be 100 years old. That's really old. Life is short. Says who? Again, with capital letters. How our consciousness works. Our consciousness dictates our reality. And our consciousness has been trained to believe that this is our reality. This is our lifespan. We're born, we grow up, we get educated, Then we work to earn a living. Then, if we're lucky, we get to retire and maybe live for a few more years before the body craps out and we're goners. This is not a normal situation in any way, shape, or form. So, as we start to recognize that we are non physical beings, and when we rise above the distorted, contorted reality that we have been incubating in for thousands of years as humanity, under the rule of darkness, under the cloak of dark, right? That curtain is the veil, it's the cloak. It's hiding what is generating the physical reality. So, right now on this earth, the age of darkness has ended, despite what it might look like out there. It's kind of winding its way down. So, I'm recording this at the end of 2023, heading into December of 2023. And what is going to happen in 2024 is that curtain is going to be taken away. There will be no more hiding for the dark ones. The controllers will not be able to hide anymore. And we will no longer be able to be controlled because our consciousness is raising too quickly now. As humanity, as we start to recognize we are multidimensional beings, and there is far, far, far more that is possible for us, that we have been living in a very controlled environment, we start to step out of the controlled environment and we start to take command of our own environment, our own personal energy fields. When we start to realize that our own personal energy field, our own consciousness, right? Because the consciousness is non-physical, it is housed in our energy field. When we start to learn how to clear out our energy field, when we start to learn that we can live on this planet in peace and harmony and health and happiness for hundreds of years, we start to take our power back. And we start to notice what's been happening to this incredibly beautiful planet of ours. And we start to take steps to not only clean up our own realities, but to also start cleaning up the earth. And it's not that we have to go out with scrub brushes, and it's that we have to stop polluting the earth. And that doesn't mean to stop driving your cars. That's not what it means. It means to stop participating, stop allowing the chemical dumps, stop allowing the spraying of chemicals from above and on the surface. We stop participating in wars. We stop participating in our own enslavement. And when we simply stop participating, stop allowing the pollution to occur, stop allowing the wars to occur, peace and harmony naturally take hold. Because that's the divine design. The divine design has been covered up by the darkness, by the struggle and the strife and the, oh my God, what am I going to do? How am I going to fix it? Those are not natural thought patterns. As we start to allow the light back in, and we start to see the bigger picture of what's actually been happening here, and we start to realize that we, as grand beings of light, have amazing, what appear to currently be superpowers, super meaning above, powers that we have that while we've been in the low frequency vibrations, we haven't been able to see our power that exists in the high frequencies, the frequencies that are in harmony with source itself. So they appear to be superpowers, but they're actually just our natural abilities. So right now, December of 2023 is, we are in the turning point. We have already shifted into the light. The age of darkness is over, and now all of the dark structures are being dismantled. So this next year, there's going to be a lot of chaos and confusion as we see old systems falling apart, breaking apart. But they have to, because they were created from the darkness. They were created out of harmony with the universe itself. So as we step into 2024, and if you start to see, when you start to see a whole lot of things that don't immediately make sense, step back and just observe. Recognize, remember this conversation, and remember that this is the dismantling of the darkness. We are stepping into a whole new, original way of being on this planet, where the wars end, the struggle of having to earn a living ends, where money simply becomes a means of exchange. It's not something that we have to hoard or grab or strive for. It's just something, it's an energy that just is here for us to use. When we take all of that old control mechanism energy out of money, we can simply just have money. It can be just like water. It just flows in and out, and there's always inflow, and there's always the exchange, and it's just simple. And we can start to live in harmony with the world again. We can start to allow Mother Earth and all of the elements to heal. Do you remember what happened when we all went inside? Go in the house, take cover, isolate. Remember what happened to the earth? How all the skies cleared and you could finally see the Himalayas after decades of smog? How the canals of Venice cleared, right? The earth can regenerate herself, heal herself, clean herself, lickety split, when we stop adding to the trauma and trouble, when we stop adding to the pollution. She can clear herself. It is the same with our physical bodies. When we stop adding stress and, oh my God, what am I going to do? How am I going to do this? What am I going to, why did they do this to me? When we stop adding pollution in the form of conflicting thought patterns, looping thought patterns, when we start clearing those out, our bodies heal. Our bodies are not being attacked by diseases. Okay, and just like the earth is not being attacked by a disease, the disease is the pollution. It's the chemical stuff. It's all the stuff that's being stuffed onto the earth. When we stop creating dis-ease, it goes away. Health returns, peace returns, happiness, joy, creativity, personal expression, it all returns. So we can start living naturally. We can start living our highest expression. we can start living to our greatest capacity. And our greatest capacity is love, appreciation, where we love being alive, where we love, honor, and respect our bodies. And we stop trying to fill them with pills in the name of health. There's nothing healthy about that. Our consciousness directly determines our health. And when we are living in conflicted, stressed out states of consciousness, it stresses our bodies out. And then when the stress shows up as a physical symptom, we have to break the programming we've received about, oh my God, there's something wrong with your body. Go find out from the doctor what's wrong. Find out what pill it is for you. We have to start looking inside. What's the consciousness behind this? How can I bring myself back into peace and harmony within? What thoughts am I thinking? What emotions, energies in motion are generating the thing with my body? We have the ability to heal ourselves. Health comes from a healthy environment when we're allowed to live in peace and harmony. Our bodies return to peace and harmony as well. 2024 is going to be a year of great shakeups, and it's all on our behalf. It is all clearing the darkness so that the light can return. The light of our own higher consciousness. The lightness of joy and peace and fun and creativity and self-expression and beauty. All of these things are now in charge. All of the darkness has to go away. So as we head into 2024, keep this in mind. You have far more power than you've ever been allowed to know. You have superpowers. But if you keep looking to the powers that be, you will never discover your own power. So I ask you, start looking inside. Start looking at how to bring inner peace. Because when you bring peace to your mind and your soul, peace returns to your body. Healing is as simple and as complex as that. If you'd like to know more about your ability to heal yourself, my book is called The Simplicity of Self-Healing. It's available on Amazon, and check with your local booksellers. Thank you so much. I hope this was helpful. 2024 is going to be a pivotal, amazing year. As long as we don't go into fear, as long as we see that the light is being restored. Have a beautiful rest of your day. And until next week, create for yourselves a great week. If this has been helpful to you, please feel free to share. Please remember, if you like my messages, please click on that bell to subscribe to my channel. And if you'd like more information about what it is that I do or what I offer, check out my link tree and you'll see all the different places you can find me. So, and there will be in the show notes. So check them out, and till next week, create for yourselves a great week because you have the power. Thanks for watching. Until next week. Bye for now.